Happy National No Brainer Day, Buffs fans. Clearly, it's a no-brainer to tune in today's Skill Buff Sports live show. I'm Madison Nunez, alongside Xavier McNevitz, bringing you the latest CU sports news. Colorado football will have not one, not two, but three new coordinators next season, the latest being defensive coordinator Robert Livingston as he returns to the NFL as the Denver Broncos' new defensive passing game coordinator. Our very own Leo Rivera has more on the loss and CU's new DC.
Well, spring is in the air and football is right around the corner for the Colorado Buffaloes, but before we get into that, we got to talk about some of the new faces. And no, not just the players. This time it's from a coaching staff. Last year, Colorado defense struggled mightily on that line. And they have recently just lost defensive coordinator Robert Livingston to the NFL who has accepted a position in the executive staff. So, lots of changes coming this spring. It is one of the most pivotal times in the coach prime era. Offensive side, but Chris Marv coming over for a break off of coaching and was initially signed as the linebackers coach, who's been stepping in to take on that role as coordinator. That's going to be a big change at the top of Colorado defense. Moving on down, Doma Becker accepted a position in the NFL as well, and will be leaving behind his post where he's helped the Buffaloes in the defensive line. And as well, NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp is also going to be not going to be this season due to wanting to pursue other aspects outside of football. But what does that mean? Graduate assistant Dante Carter is stepping into the role of defensive line coach after only one season at Colorado and one previous year of coaching at Texas College and the NAIA level. But with all these changes coming to Colorado, it's going to be an important spring for guys like Santana Hopper and Ezra Christensen to get going on the interior D-line. A lot of new faces, a lot of new changes coming to Colorado, but this spring is going to be one to watch, so make sure to keep your eyes tuned for that spring game on April 11th.
Let's go to women's hoops, where they took on 20-ranked Texas Tech and the Utah Utes at home this past week. Against the Lady Raiders, a strong fourth quarter propelled them to their third win over a ranked opponent. The upset also pushed them up to fourth in the Big 12 standings. However, against Utah, the Buffalo stumbled in their home finale. Colorado lost to the Utes by 3, turning the ball over on their last possession. The Buffaloes will now need to win against BYU in Provo to secure the 4th seed for the Big 12 tournament. Let's go to Harrison and myself with an outlook of the conference tournament.
All eyes are on Colorado women's basketball as they pursue March Madness. Alongside Xavier McNevitz, I'm Harrison Simeon. We're here to talk some ball. Colorado's right on the bubble of the NCAA tournament. They've got another tourney coming up in the Big 12, and they've got one more game before it with big implications. Right, but if they lose, then they've got Oklahoma State, they've got Texas Tech right there. That can drop them all the way down to a 6 seed. So they're going to need a better showing in the tournament if they aren't able to beat BYU. Xavier, what are the teams?
On Tuesday. I mean, they shot 34% against Utah.
Right, and it's on the road. It's a senior day. That's always tough to win. Even if it's a team that Colorado beat by 30 the last time they played them at home, like they did, they dominated on the glass. I think that's the key. Just using that size again. So just grab the rebound, just out muscle BYU. That's the big key. But going forward into the tournament, no matter what happens on Saturday, it will be in the there in the Big 12 dance as a top 6 seed up to 4. That double bye is big. What do you think are the biggest tipping points for Colorado to potentially win the conference?
I think if they get the double bye, they can definitely make a little bit of a run. Better competition. However, if they don't get the double bye, honestly, it might help them make an even larger run to the finals as they can try to continue to stay hot through the entire tournament.
Right, we saw last year, even though they were kind of middling throughout the season, they stumbled at the end of the regular season against Texas Tech on the road. They wound up winning 2 games in the conference tournament against Houston and then Arizona. So then they fought really hard against top seed TCU. So there's the back and forth between, do you want the momentum, do you want the rest, or do you think it's rust? And I think that'll be really interesting going into what could potentially be the highest seeding for Colorado since it's rejoining the Big 12. So I think, or it already will be, but to get that top 4 is huge. and I think that will probably propel them into the NCAA tournament. Do you think that there's any chance that they can make the second weekend this year?
I mean, they're either a first four team or if they get a bye. And a lot of
Yeah, I would probably say the same, but you never know. Derek King's squad, they fight every season. Along with Derek Nevitz, I'm ready to see you back to back.
Thank you guys. The men's squad, meanwhile, beat the Oklahoma State Cowboys this past Saturday by double digits. Colorado's offensive was flowing all night, but it was the defense that shut down the Cowboys. The Buffs dominated in the second half, holding Oklahoma State to just 30% from the floor. Colorado was able to shut down the Cowboys in the final stretch of the game, holding them to 0 of 10 from the field in the last 6 minutes. Forward they got Dak led the team in points for 17. Dak was a force on the defensive end, blocking 2 shots and stealing a pass. The much-needed win helps the Buffs build momentum heading into the home stretch of the regular season.
As the season comes to a close, men's hoops picked up another win this past Wednesday. CU beat Kansas State after a strong second half. Freshman Ian Inman scored a career-high 17 points, and Isaiah Johnson also set career highs with 7 assists and 9 rebounds. Here's our very own Liam Howard from the CU Event Center following the win.
My name is Liam Howard with Scobuff Sports, and I'm here at the CU Event Center where the Colorado Buffaloes just wrapped up a 79-70 victory over the Kansas State Wildcats in a game that was largely fueled by Isaiah Johnson's 18-point performance. He had a near double-double, would have been the first of his collegiate career as he had 9 rebounds in the game. Almost had a triple-double as well with 8 assists. He was contributing in all aspects of the game for the Buffaloes, and behind that, Colorado was able to pull away at multiple points in this game, with their largest lead getting to 22 points early in the second half, but Kansas State clawed back multiple times. They clawed back at the end of the first and second half and actually cut the lead to 73-70 with 2 minutes to play in the game. Tad Boyle, Colorado's head coach, credited that largely to a lot of stoppages in play that were taking place, whether it be for reviews, flagrant fouls, many things along those lines. He was not a huge fan of all the stoppages in play that were taking place, but that is ultimately what allowed Kansas State to claw back in this game and make it so close. PJ Haggerty had 25 points for the Wildcats, along with 4 assists, which did lead his team, but it was not enough to hold Kansas State out in front. Colorado had 3 blocks in the final 2 minutes, and ultimately that sealed the deal for the Wildcats. The Buffaloes now turn their attention to the face this Saturday as they attempt
Next up, the men's team will go on the road to face the number 5 seed Houston Cougars. The Cougars have lost their last 3 games in a row, all which were ranked opponents. Ladies and gents, there's no doubt about it that these Cougars will be hungry for a win. However, Colorado has yet to be the ranked team so far this season. The Black and Gold have lost all 5 matchups against a ranked opponent. The Buffs will try to capture their best win of the season, while the Cougars are looking to get back into a groove. Tip-off is set for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on ESPN2.
After the Buffs take on the Cougars, they'll head to Salt Lake City to face the Utah Utes in the final road game of the season. Utah enters the matchup as the bottom-end team in the Big 12, sitting at 2-13 in conference play. However, the Utes have had strong showings at home. Junior guard Terrence Brown, Utah's leading scorer and assist man, will look to pull off the upset against Colorado. For the Buffs, it's a chance to close out the road slate strong and avoid a trap game as the Big 12 tournament draws closer. And watch the matchup Tuesday night on ESPN+.
Now it's time for this week's trivia question. In recent months, Coach Prime's coaching staff has said goodbye to numerous assistants who have spent time in the pros. We're asking you, how many years of NFL experience did Colorado football staff lose this offseason? We'll have that answer for you later in the show. Women's lacrosse picked up a commanding win to keep up their hot start going last weekend. The Buffs hosted the Townsend Tigers and controlled the game from first draw to final whistle. Junior Tegan Ryan found the back of the net for a career-high 6 goals. Rachel Kennedy also got a hat trick, and goalkeeper Elena O recorded 5 saves on 8 shots. The depth scoring showed out as 10 different Buffs found the score sheet in the 17-5 win over the Tigers.
CU entered Thursday ranked 15th in the nation, traveling to New York to battle the 18th ranked Sundevils. Seawolves. Sundevils took a 5-4 lead in the halftime and scored the second half free throw goal. Isabella Caparuccio led the Seawolves in all players with 3 goals and 9 shots. Despite a mild comeback, Stony Brook handed Colorado its first loss of the season, 9-7.
For her efforts this week, Elena O was once again given Goalkeeper of the Week honors by Big 12. The sophomore goaltender holds all 3 of the Goalkeeper of the Week so far this season and hasn't shown any signs of stopping soon, posting 5 saves against Townsend this past stretch of games.
The Buffs continue their Big Apple road trip as they travel to West Point to take on Army. The Black Knights are 3-1 on the season. Colorado hosted their black and gold foes for the first time last year and came away with a 12-6 victory. The Black Knights' only loss so far this season came to number 2 Northwestern, losing 7-18. In Army's last game, they took down the Florida State Seminoles 13-7. First draw is set for 10 a.m. Mountain Time on ESPN+.
The women's hockey team had quite the ride in the WWCHL playoffs. Last Friday, they beat the Grand Canyon Antelopes 3-2 in overtime. Alexa Catan scored the game winner on Saturday. The Buffs won again in overtime over the Utah Utes 2-1. Team captain Zoe Dupuy had the game-winning goal, but the overtime luck ran out for the Buffs in the conference championship on Sunday. In a rematch with Grand Canyon, the Buffs lost 2-1 in double overtime, ending their season. Although the Buffs just came up short of making nationals, they still had an incredible time.
Men's D2 hockey also ended its season last weekend with a loss at regionals. Buffs beat Northern Arizona 5-3 last Friday to advance to the final games of the West Regionals. However, number 3 ranked Weber State awaited them. Both teams were looking to punch their ticket to St. Louis, but Weber State came out on top 2-1. Buffs finished their season 22 5-1-1, good for first in the BMHC.
The men's D1 hockey team finished up their season with a sweep against CSU last weekend. The Buffs dominated the 2-game series, only allowing 1 goal all weekend. In his last game as a Buff veteran, goaltender Matthew Server shut out the Rams at their arena on senior night. Colorado finished the season 11-16 and 1-9 in the WCHL.
I'm your host, Colby. Alright, this is the best way to show respect to your sponsor. Not what we're looking for. Balin, you have an answer?
What is stand up, sing loud, and do the Ralph?
Correct. Balin, the board is yours.
Give me tailgate traditions.
Alright, here's the answer. The must-have item to wear on game day to show your Buff pride. Kieran? That's correct. Nothing says school spirit like those 2 colors. Choose the next one.
Let's do fan etiquette for 600.
Fan etiquette. The proper response when you hear someone yell, "Go Buffs."
Go, Buffs!
Go Buffs is right. Looks like we've got some true Buffs fans here. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our contestants, and see you next time.
The Olympics might be over, but Colorado skiing is in crunch time. CU claimed the regular season RMISA championship on Wednesday after winning the Utah Invitational by a whopping 126 points. Currently, the Buffs are competing in the RMISA championships after day 1. They're in 3rd place behind Denver and Utah. Storm Peterson led a Buffs win in the Nordic race, while Jacob Moak placed 4th after returning home from the Olympics. Competition closing on Saturday.
After taking down UNLV, Gonzaga, and Utah Tech last weekend, the tennis team starts conference play versus Iowa State today. The Cyclones are 2-4 on the season. On Sunday, the team travels to Kansas to take on the Jayhawks. Colorado hasn't beaten Kansas in tennis since 2015, but this year the Kansas Jayhawks sit unranked. CU's tennis team is ranked 74th in the nation while sitting at 8-2 record.
At Colorado's last chance meet, the track and field team excelled with the men's distance medley relay and Avery Pearson's 800 race, both breaking previous CU records. Track and field also put themselves in good positions to qualify for nationals. This week, the team is competing in the Big 12 Championship, where Isaiah Gibbons is expected to continue his dominance in the mile race.
The men's golf team took home first place at the Miami Desert Intercollegiate on Wednesday. The team shot 34 strokes under par, beating out the University of Maryland by 12 strokes. Brandon Knight and Jackson Rivera tied for second individually at the tournament with scores of 9 under. As a team, the Buffaloes dominated in the second round. Their 17 under score in the second was the best single round by any squad at the tournament. The Buffs will be back in action on March 9th, competing in the Lambkin San Diego Classic.
The women's golf squad placed first at the Causeway Invitational this week. The Buffs were led by underclassmen at the tournament. Freshman Tima Pat Petiton and sophomore Ellen O'Shaughnessy both shot on
basketball as they pursue March Madness. Alongside Xavier McNevitz, I'm Harrison Simeon. We're here to talk some ball. Colorado's right on the bubble of the NCAA tournament, but they've got another tourney coming up in the Big 12, and they've got one more game before it with big implications.
Yeah, I mean, they play BYU on Saturday, and that is a must-win game for the Buffaloes. If they win, they secure a double bye in the Big 12 tournament, and that's almost pretty much an automatic bid for the dance. I think if they win it on Saturday, I think that'll carry big implications going into the Big 12 tournament.
Right, but if they lose, then they've got Oklahoma State, they've got Texas Tech right there. That could drop them all the way down to a 6 seed. So they're going to need a better showing in the tournament if they aren't able to beat BYU. But Xavier, what are the keys to beating the Cougars?
I mean, they can't turn the ball over, and they can't have a night like they did against Utah on Tuesday. I mean, they shot 34% against Utah. They can't do that against BYU on the road in Provo.
Right, and it's on the road. It's a senior day. That's always tough to win, even if it's a team that Colorado beat by 30 the last time they played them at home like they did. They dominated on the glass. I think that's the key. Just using that size again. So just grab rebounds, just out and muscle BYU as the big key. But going forward into the tournament, no matter what happens,
A new season has begun in the MCLA. Welcome to Kittredge Field, home of the Colorado Buffaloes in their home opener tonight against the Arizona State Sundevils. Welcome into Scopa Sports. My name is Patrick Haynes, joined tonight by Talon Lewis. And Talon, this Buffaloes team, a couple weeks ago they were ranked number 7 in the nation and have since dropped out of the rankings completely. They are 1-3 on the year to start.
Yeah, it has been a shaky start for the Buffaloes, to say the least. They dropped a first game to Cal Berkeley, had a win against Santa Clara, and then dropped the next 2 against TCU and Texas. This is not where this Buff program thought they'd be to start the year.
Absolutely. But if we are looking at positives so far on this team so far, got to highlight Mike Kuligowski.
Absolutely.
Face-off specialist, just had an absolutely incredible start to the year. 2 goals
He is putting his name out for being the best face-off player in the MCLA, and it is not a competition right now.
He is 72-19 on ground balls so far through 4 games, as well as leading the team with 37 ground balls, 72-19 on face-offs, leads the team with 37 ground balls. Absolutely incredible. Last year we saw him be more of just kind of a Fogo guy, and this year has really stepped into a role as just he's out there on the field all the time making things happen.
Kuligowski this year, what's impressed me the most about him has been his ability to generate offense off of the face-off. He was good at it last year. Let's not kid ourselves. But he's taken a massive step up, respectively, this year. Speaking of,
as we are ready to get underway here, Buffaloes in black, Sundevils in white. It is Kuligowski at the face-off circle up against Butterfield, Arizona State's best. Home opener in Boulder. Under the lights here at Kittredge Field, we are underway, and Kuligowski's going to Mullock working on the left wing, finds Eck. Eck now on him. With that long stick there is Carpenter bothering him. Passes it back, but Mullock is out of bounds. Colorado ball. Up the other way. LaFlamme couldn't handle that pass. Fighting for the ground ball. A big hack there from Arizona State, and they'll get called for it.
another push in the back, this time on ASU.
Landon LaFlamme will go across the field. There's Baller. Looking for a pass. Here's Gardner. Gardner's got Sundevils all over him. He gets sent down to the turf, but the referee's going to call the hold, it looks like. Is going to stay with the Buffaloes. Down by the center circle, now over to the right wing. Here's Penoyer. Trying to make a cut, forcing himself inside. Now down low below the net. Gardner. Back to the left wing. Sherbert now. Sherbert's going to hold on to that ball, looking for a pass or a shot. Kraling putting it in front. He puts one on and he scores. Cy Sherbert opens up the score and his second of the year. Colorado strikes first.
Yeah, wonderful shot there from Cy Sherbert. Sherbert there works his man on the island, pseudo-island. He's a little bit farther up from the island position, but works top side, just gets a wonderful shot into the bottom right-hand corner of that goal.
That is point number 5 on the year for the grad student. Kuligowski and Butterfield will meet again. Back underway. It is going to be Butterfield winning it. Butterfield got past a couple of guys. Now here he comes, cutting towards the middle. Butterfield holds on the pass. Back to Raisinger. Raisinger holds up as Butterfield retreats. Down below the net. Over to the other side of the GLE. And then up top for Mullock. Mullock to Busby. Busby holding. Looking to make a move on Munafo. Now inside by the GLE again. Back down below the net. Here's Eck. Eck. All over him was Carpenter. Eck recovers. Up to Raisinger. Raisinger looking to cut inside. Got some contact laid on him. Back down, here's Eck. Eck up top. Now shot. No, he holds. Now he shoots. It goes wide. And the Buffs are able to get it up and out. Reimer, the goaltender tonight for the Buffaloes. Clears and up comes Nesbitt. Buffaloes right back on offense. Fresh off the bench, here is Mata. Evan Mata, as the team set themselves up. Down to Penoyer. Penoyer surveys across the field. Baller. Now cutting in tight. Here is Kulagowski. Kulagowski puts one on and save made. That is Pete Kulagowski, the brother of Mike, here with his second year on the team, putting that shot on. Now the Sundevils, the other way. Freeman's got the ball. Throw it to Bullock. Bullock to Butterfield. Let's see what the Sundevils can do here. Down 1-0 here early in this one. Bullock with Kobe on him. Bullock trying to work down to the left side. Now puts a pass in front. Shot. Score! Owen Busby gets the feed in front of the crease, and he puts it home. We're tied 1 apiece. 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's a wonderful look there. We've got the dodge from X, draws the slides, and it just draws so much attention from the defense. That attention left Owen Busby wide open up top on a backside cut, and turn and break if you find that shot.
Both these teams with goals here to start this one. Butterfield's going to come in with that face-off again on Kulagowski. Butterfield got intercepted of that pass. In the way of it was Sovic. But Arizona State recovers. But we'll get a timeout from the officiating crew for the moment. Mullock. On him is Sheena. Now Mullock holds up. Cutting again to the left. Down to Eck. Nick Eck trying to find some space for himself. Resets back up top to Busby. Busby to Mullock. Mullock checked there. Below the net, Eck throws it down to the right wing. Trying to put the moves on his gully. Back to Busby. Busby down to Raysinger. Arizona State slow and methodical right now. A lot of passing. Nick Eck again. 30 seconds on the clock. Up top it's Busby again. Now to Gully. Gully trying to force himself inside. But good defense there from Will Sovic. Got that ball free. And a good defensive stand there from Colorado. Starting back up here are the Buffaloes, losing that ball along the sideline for the moment with Sam Carpenter, but he recovers. Colorado's trying to get across midfield right now with the one-hand cradle. Here's Sheena. Colorado and Arizona State switching themselves up. Ready to start things up. Here for the Buffaloes. Here's Penoyer. Penoyer across the field to Eidsvold. Now forces himself inside, some helmet-on-helmet contact. Back down low, here's Gardner in the X. Gardner waits. Under 30 on the clock. Gardner trying to force himself inside, looking for a pass, went off the turf. Now loose ball, diving for it. And with the effort of Cy Sherbert, it's going to stay with Colorado. Here's Penoyer.
10 seconds on the shot clock here.
Trying to force himself inside. Now top, a shot goes well over the net and hits the back screen.
And Colorado opts to settle into their ride.
Arizona State the other way. That pass was errant. But Eck is able to keep it with the Sundevils. Eck with Carpenter on him. Eck got around Carpenter for the moment, but now cutting to the right wing. Here's Gully. Gully trying to force himself around Sovic. Colorado staying in that man. Stephen Butterfield kicking himself outside before he ready himself to charge inside. Butterfield trying to force himself around with some footwork. Work below the net. Put a move in front. Now a pass up top. From the wing, it's Raysinger. Raysinger didn't put a shot on, put it down to Butterfield. Eck. Below the net. Under 20 to go. Now the pass went in front of the crease. Is going to end up into the hands of a Sun Devil who put it wide. That was Deacon Gully.
Yeah, and that was dangerous there if you're Colorado. Eck getting the short stick matchup on that dodge up.
Colorado bench very vocal, looking again at the heads of the Sun Devils, and it is effective. Colorado's going to come away with it. As we hit the 7-minute mark here in the first. Trying to get inside, but a big body being laid there onto Munafo. And the Arizona State defense holds. Munafo was cutting hard inside and had to pay the price.
Arizona State opting to settle.
Here's Mullock. As the Sun Devils change, still 1-1 here with 6.5 to go in the first. Here's Voorhees. Voorhees getting his first time with the ball. Back to Mullock. Mullock trying to get around Kobe. Now putting a pass down to the near side. Back to Mullock, who works it around to Busby. Or excuse me, that is Gully. Under 6 to go here in the first. Gully. Gully trying to force himself inside, puts a pass on, shot, score! What a feed there from Deacon Gully. He finds Nick Eck, who puts it between the legs. And Arizona State has got the lead here for the first time.
Yep, Arizona State, they move the ball very well. They're always keeping their eyes up and looking for that open man on the inside. And it is working for this Colorado defense, who is getting caught ball watching just a little bit. It's a quick cleanup, but it's an adjustment that will need to be made in short order.
It'll continue to be Kulagowski and Butterfield. Right now it is advantage Butterfield, who has got Kulagowski 2 times to 1 so far at center field. Kulagowski was trying to force Butterfield off of that ball. Now in come the reinforcements. The ball just slowly rolling down towards the Colorado end. That'll kick back right towards the center line, and Arizona State will come away, but only for the moment. A good stick check there. Now here's Colorado on offense. Penoyer. That was Connor Nesbitt who had the stick check there and forced the ball out of the hands of Arizona State after they came away from the faceoff with it.
Here's Casey Baller.
Baller down to the GLE. We'll throw it down, making that tough grab there is Gardner. Gardner to Mata. Mata cutting to the left, finding some room for himself. Opts not to shoot. Baller again. Baller will now take his chances going inside. Looked for a pass in front of the crease, but it sailed over, and then Gardner behind the net couldn't pick up that ball. Arizona's...
The passes have been a little bit errant today, and I think that is mostly to do to the weather here. We've got a lot of snow on the ground, as I'm sure you all can see. And that is definitely affecting these sticks. Bagging out the pockets a little, giving a little bit more hold, and that's what we're seeing with these passes going down.
It was a brutally cold and snowy day today. After Thursday was a absolutely balmy 65 degrees and sunny here. That's just Colorado weather. It can flip on a dime. This is actually the nicest it's been all day here with clear skies and a relatively warm temperature from what we've had to deal with over the course of this Friday. This game was originally pushed back. It was supposed to be a 7 p.m. start, but they decided to delay an hour to let the snow stop and plow the field. And now to start here, it is the Sundevils up 2-1 on Colorado. Colorado just looking to get back into the rankings.
Yeah, Daniel Boldlock cannot handle the ground ball, just bobbling under his feet, and he kicks it out of bounds, and that's going to be a Colorado possession as Nolan Rabb takes it at the top of the box.
Rabb finding some space for himself. Now back up top, here's Penoyer. Penoyer swings it, Sherbert. Sherbert has the lone goal for Colorado here so far in this one. Looking for another, Sherbert. Back down to X, here is Gardner. Gardner got the long stick there of a Sun Devil defender, almost got caught between his arms. Rabb again. Rabb fakes a shot. Here's Penoyer. Penoyer sent it wide. He's going to stay with Colorado. Gardner was there. 27 seconds will be on the shot clock. Gardner working up towards the GLE. Now putting a pass in front to Sherbert, and it'll kick into the net for a goal.
An unlucky bounce if you're a Sun Devil here. Bouncing off of, I believe that was Sherbert, bouncing off of his shoulder, and just an unfortunate bounce in the top right corner, just over the stick of keeper number 35. Aiden Ray.
And so correct me if I'm wrong, Talon, but that goal will be awarded to Cy Sherbert.
I believe so. Although, depending on the program, they can stat it as a team goal. That is a thing. Some programs do that. I don't think that the Colorado Buffaloes do that, though.
If it does go to Sherbert, it is his second of the game and the one to tie it up here at 2 with 2:20 to go in the first. Kulagowski almost stick-checked it out of Butterfield's hands, but it will be the Sun Devils who get the possession. Whistle blows, Colorado ball. Xander Gardner to start things up for Colorado. He'll take his spot down below the net as the rest of the Buffaloes come out onto the field. And the Buffs lose it.
Yeah, the Buffs being ruled offsides there. I think that was an error in substitution. We shouldn't just having an extra man on and one guy going on before the other is off.
Absorbing that contact was Anders Fippen. I was able to keep the possession with the Sun Devils. Here's Nick Eck. Eck has a goal for the Sun Devils. Around to Voorhees. Now it's Gully. Gully had the other one. Who finds Eck. Eck below the net. Under a minute 30 to go here in the first. Eck, pass in front, got through everyone. Stays in. Gully keeps it. Gully back down to Mullock. Mullock trying to work himself up. Maybe looking for a question mark. He'll have to pass. 30 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Voorhees. Voorhees is going to stay with it, absorbing the stick checks, but then lost it. And Colorado looking to get a final chance here as 52 seconds remain on the clock. Here's LaFlamme. LaFlamme working upfield to Penoyer. We will get a stoppage timeout, Colorado, as we are tied 2 goals apiece here so far in the first. It is Colorado who leads the shot battle 3-2. A lot of chances both ways for both these squads.
Absolutely. This game's been back and forth from the first whistle. And This timeout, we got 42 seconds remaining. Knowing that man, JD, Justin DePalma, the offensive coordinator, he is drawing up a wonderful play right now for these Colorado Buffaloes. And the curious thing to see is how the Arizona State Sundevils respond. One of the ways I think that they can respond is this Colorado Buffaloes team tends to struggle against a zone. If they throw them a zone look coming out of this timeout, I think that could throw off these Buffaloes. But with if you're not competent in a zone look, I would not do that. And these Arizona State Sundevils, after watching them earlier this year, I haven't seen them pull that out once.
It has been man defense on both sides. Here we have yet for either team to take a penalty. Last year, the MCLA first team, it was a lot of Sun Devils. A couple of seniors, but Aiden Cox there, who is on the 2026 squad. And then, of course, a couple of Buffaloes rounding it out. Penoyer with Rab. 30 seconds to go here in the first. Sherbert waits, trying to get around a couple of switching defenders. Now Sherbert getting inside, puts a body on. Rab puts one on off the leg, kicks into his mask. And Aiden Cox will fish it out. MCLA All-American, Aiden Cox. Last chance here for Arizona State. A long pass across the field. Ball is loose in front of the crease of Trenton Reimer, but that is going to do it for the first here at Kittredge Field. Is 2 goals each. Cy Sherbert has got them both for Colorado.
Yeah, these Buffaloes, if they want to start taking over this game, they need to get on their sticks need to get cleaner, plain and simply. Too many unforced errors coming out of these Buffs right now for them to secure a win today. The same thing with the Arizona State Sun Devils. This has been a sloppy game, most likely due to these weather conditions. But whichever team gets their sticks up first is going to start putting a number on the other team and force them to respond.
Now, we know that Colorado can have solid first quarters. It's just about finishing. As they get towards that second half,
Absolutely.
We've seen them slow it down, and that's where they've lost games. They're 1-3 to start this one, so we'll see how they can come out here for the second.
Yeah, and that's been a recurring theme of the Buffs for a couple of years now, at least since last season, with unforced errors in later quarters that just slowly derail a game. There's a lot of last year, if I recall correctly, it was 6 games lost by 1 point.
Absolutely. I remember that Northeastern game last year, a 12-13 final. It was an absolutely incredible game up against Northeastern. I believe it was ranked number 2 at the time.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, but this Colorado Buffaloes team, they can hang with the best. And it's just a matter of this young team finding itself.
And, of course, that preseason ranking was so high. I mean, this is a team that can contend for a national championship.
Absolutely it is.
It's just a matter of playing fundamentally sound lacrosse for an entire game.
And, more importantly, keeping the energy up the whole game.
So we will switch sides here for the second quarter. Trenton Reimer will head down, the freshman goalie here for the Buffaloes, standing at 5'11", with 5 goals against and 2 saves in the Buffs' 4 games so far in this one. He is getting the call today over Kyle Crump.
Yeah, and the Colorado Buffaloes have all of their goalies are 3 freshmen.
Definitely a goaltender battle that they'll have to deal with as the year goes on. All of them trying to establish their spot between the pipes. On the other side, it is Aiden Ray for the Sun Devils with a 53% save percentage, 54 goals against on 61 saves. Here is Rab to begin things. He got around his man. Now he's going to take a shot, and it just got sent wide.
Yeah,
Nolan
just
Rad
a few
had an open
inches
look.
wide. That could have gone into the top left corner there. That was an absolute rocket.
No doubt. C stays with it. Here's Gardner. Xavier Gardner back up to Cooper Penoyer. Penoyer has got 4 goals on the season among the Buffs' top goal scorers. Over to Rab. Rab putting on a spin move. Rab cuts it in front. Shot save made there by Aiden Ray. What an incredible stop. He robbed Connor Ashman, who was in front of the crease. We will stay at 2 apiece. Buffalo stay with the ball.
Yeah. After just a quick push in the back that caused Ashman to fall into the crease. That's why the Buffs regained possession.
Here's Gardner again. Gardner holds up in the X. Now cuts to the left. Gardner turns around and shoots and scores. Xander Gardner goes around the world. His 14th of the year.
Xander Gardner just gets a step on his man, and this is what impresses me the most about Xander Gardner. His finishing coming up the crease from both his right and left hands. He is a very two-handed player who can
Kulagowski and Butterfield will meet again. Or excuse me, that is not Butterfield for the Sundevils. It was Escajeda, the other face-off specialist for the Sundevils.
Yep, it's Gaheda because he just had because Butterfield just had a penalty on that previous one, so he has to sit one out.
Yes, good catch. Here's Gardner again. Gardner so far has got the tiebreaker. Fresh onto the field is Evan Mata. Buffs looking to make the lead 2. The first time it would be for either team here in this contest. Second quarter to go. Buffalo's up against the 19th ranked Arizona State Sundevils. Buffs looking to get back on track here in their home opener after they slipped and fell out of the rankings, going 1-3 to start the year. Inside is Mata. Mata shoots, it goes wide. It's going to stay with Colorado. Gardner was there closest. Now Gardner. Back to Mata. Gardner clears out. He'll post up in front of the crease as Mata tries to work himself around. Does so effectively. Mata. Now to Baller. Baller to Penoyer. Penoyer getting inside. He shoots and scores! Cooper Penoyer. Buffaloes are up 2.
Yeah, if you get if you let that man, Coop Penoyer, get a step on you in the left with his left hand, very high likelihood you better be ready for your goalie to turn and rake. This guy can place a shot absolutely anywhere and just hammer it. He is the outside. He wasn't that shot, but this man will stretch the field for this Colorado offense.
Colorado taking a 2-goal lead here for the first time.
As Kulagowski gets an infraction.
He's got to head off. It'll be Butterfield who comes away with the ball for the Sun Devil, looking to cut back into this lead. Here's Raisinger. Raisinger to Mullock. Sun Devils ready to begin their offensive attack. Starting up, Max Mullock. Mullock inside, down below the net. Now cutting around his goalie. Goalie back down to the left wing. Back to goalie. Goalie plays catch with Mullock. Mullock will change course and flip the field. Max Mullock over to goalie again. Goalie couldn't handle that pass, racing after it. And then hacking after that ball is Will Sovic. But not able to get the ball away. Here comes goalie now with a head of steam. Goalie had to pay the price to make that pass. Looking for a turnaround shot was Eck maybe. Now a shot from the corner and it goes in. Owen Busby, his second of the game.
Yeah, Owen Busby just finds a step with his hands free, puts 1 5-hole. That's a hard shot to save right there. Arizona State did a wonderful job there getting the ball movement around the horn and forcing the Colorado defense to be on the other side of the goal for that shot. It really causes a longer slide and gives more time to the shooter.
That is his second of the game. Kulagowski's got to sit for this face-off. But there with the hard effort is Daniel Schaffer. He's going to be the one to come away with the ball. Daniel Schaffer wins the face-off. Ashman on the left wing. On him is Murakami. Connor Ashman back on this team now as a junior, the attackman. Ashman has 5 goals on the year, been one of the most instrumental pieces of this bus offense, as here comes Rab. Rab held up, Sherbert, pump fake on the shot, and he will not get a chance.
And a moving pick called on the Buffaloes. I personally don't know if I agree with that one.
But regardless, it is going to be Arizona State. Have across the midline is Friedman. Arizona State here with 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, looking to tie this thing up.
Ball's top.
Daniel Bullock.
No.
Daniel Bullock on the far side left wing. Now working around on the wheel. Here come the Sundevils. Big contact there from Nesbitt. But absorbing it and making the pass was Gully. Now Busby. Busby cuts left. Feeds it to Bullock. Bullock back to Gully. Gully. Spin move. Lost it. And picking up that ground ball is Colorado. Hard the other way. Here's Braden Sheehan. Sheehan, that pass hit the turf. It's going to be a race for the ball. And then knocking the stick out of the hands were the Sundevils. Staying with that ball. One-hand cradle makes a couple of guys miss. Puts a shot on, and he scores. Highlight reel stuff. Adam Freeman goes coast to coast. Makes the shot with that long stick, and we are tied.
Yeah, and that gets the Arizona State crowd here very pumped up, and rightfully so. A full field effort from Friedman there to get the goal. Just putting one in the bottom corner, and it's super hard for a goalie to track those on-pole shots.
Absolutely, defenseman making some plays. Kulagowski gets it. He's turning upfield. Kulagowski takes a shot and a save made there by Ray. Infraction will go against Arizona State. Restart will begin with Xander Gardner. Gardner now in a 4-4 lacrosse game here in the second quarter. So far, so good as far as this one goes in terms of entertainment value. Pete Kulagowski now takes a hit and absorbs it. A flag is going to be called for that one. Sees it's going to be a man up. But first, we'll see what the Buffs can do. Here's Kulagowski. Kulagowski puts it in front and unable to corral that pass was Penoyer. Still he takes and he's got time. A little over 20 seconds on the shot clock. Gardner below the net. Gardner trying to force himself. Makes a pass. Now a shot from Mata. It goes in top corner.
Oh, top right stinger from Mata. Catching the feed from the bottom side. Oh, beautiful goal there.
With just under 8 minutes to go here in the first half, Evan Mata breaks the tie.
Mata getting the bench fired up. Buffs needed that one there. A pole goal gets your the other guys really fired up. So you need to answer it quick or else they'll start getting on a run, and Colorado has.
Looks like it's going to be Max Mullick. No, excuse me. With that long stick for Arizona State, trying to find a number.
Arizona State still man down to enter this face-off, so they're sending the pole up on the face-off.
Colorado's going to win it. Kulagowski got another. Ashman waits for his guys.
Colorado looking to get this quick, though.
A little over 40 seconds to go on the man up. Gardner. Or excuse me, that is Sherbert. Now it's Gardner. Back to Sherbert. Sherbert flips it. Mahoney. Mahoney to Penoyer. Now to Gardner. Gardner fakes the pass. Now trying to put it to the left side. Shot! Oh! Luke Mahoney on the man up.
Yeah, and that gets this Colorado bench fired up. That's his first of the year, and as far as I know, that might be his first from the past 2 seasons.
The senior finally got one.
Luke Mahoney, he's been a part of this program for a while, and he means a lot to these guys, too. So it's very nice, and these boys are pumped up to see their guy get the first goal of his career.
Absolutely.
As a Buff.
That's great momentum for that Buffs bench, getting energized, seeing Mott and then Mahoney get goals back-to-back. Butterfield is back in the face-off circle. Still between their legs. Scrapping hard for it. No one's going to be able to come away with it. Now finally it's the Sundevils. Raisinger had it for the moment. And then finally Butterfield scoops up the ground ball. Possession Arizona State is cut short as we're going to get a timeout Sundevils. Under 7 to go here in the second quarter. Buffs up 6-4. Mata and Mahoney went back-to-back to extend it back to 2 for the Buffs.
Yeah, and that goal, going back to that goal from Mahoney, what an amazing finish there. Absolutely draped all over, pretty much no angle, GLE on that left side, and somehow manages to find a way to wrap it around the keeper. Just absolutely unbelievable out of Mahoney right there.
Down here in the booth, there was a wide open mouth, a gasp from Talon when that ball went in.
Joyous exaggeration, you know?
Arizona State ranked 19th. Both these teams looking to make playoffs and compete for a national championship. Colorado looking like they finally have the team this year. And so far they're off to a good first half against this very good Sundevils team coming out of the SLC where they are in second place right now.
Yep, but if we look on to, it's not good to look on before a game, but looking on to Colorado's next matchup, they will be playing Boston College, who just yesterday played a game versus these same Sundevils in Peter Barton Stadium and won in an overtime thriller. So it will be a hard-fought victory today. There will need to be a hard-fought energy for the Buffs today, and certainly some on Sunday.
Working it around to the Sundevils. Everyone getting the ball. And now here is Max Mullick. Mullick has got 4 goals on the year for the Sundevils. Yet to find one here in this one so far, but sure it may be only a matter of time for him. Here's Eck. Eck has also been left off the score sheet. Owen Busby has not, however. He has 2 goals. As here he is in the X. Busby cutting up top, putting a check on there. Is Sheena. Now across the field, Mullick again. Mullick trying to work around. He puts a shot on, and it gets through.
Mullock there just getting a step on his man, and he does a wonderful job. A lot of guys will continue that run and continue it to the sideline. But what Mullock does there, he does a phenomenal job of getting inside and getting his momentum towards the cage. And what that generates is a much higher percentage shot. Your body's much more in balance with your stick, and you're able to shoot much more accurately, and it paid off there. Kuligowski at the face.
Shots are still in favor of the Buffaloes, 9-6. Kuligowski and Butterfield tied up. And then bringing the help was Nesbitt, but then he lost the ball as he was looking upfield. Now a lot of bodies will collide. The referee will put an end to that before the ball got put into the net there by Nick Eck. Not sure who this is going to be on. It might be Colorado.
There's going to be a penalty on Colorado for a late hit, but that goal will not count because the whistle was blown, or should not count because that whistle was blown prior to the shot occurring. So Colorado will face a man down situation versus these Arizona Sundevils.
It is Nesbitt who is guilty. He'll have to head off. And now Colorado is going to have to stand tall here for a minute as the Sundevils look to tie it up. It's going to be Deacon Gully to begin things for Arizona State. I mean, on the shot clock, 5:55 to go in the first half. He gets pump faked on the restart. And now here we go. Deacon Gully and Arizona State looking to notch up at 6 on the man up. Looking to start the wheel here. Doing just that. Raisinger, he puts it in.
Yep, waves in or just gets a hands-free up top in his comfortable righty hand. That's going to be a turn and rake. You really cannot. If it's in the MCLA, that 11 to, or let's say 9 to 11 yard range, anyone catches it there, you're going to need your goalie to step up. It is a very tough, something you don't want to ask your goalie to make. That's not a position you want your defense to get in. However, man down, not much you can do there.
That's Raisinger's 5th of the year. We're tied up once again. That's twice now that Colorado has made a 2-goal lead. And then the Sundevils respond with 2 of their own. Kuligowski was not able to scoop it up between his legs. But then right at the line, while the rest of the Sundevils, they are going to get possession and then lose it, it appears. No, Sundevils called timeout. Yeah. They were just able to get possession in time that they were able to get a moment to call a T. 5:36 to go here in the first half. It is Colorado 6 and Arizona State 6. Mullock and Raisinger got the 2 back for Arizona State. It was Raisinger on the man up.
That's later.
Colorado will be back in action on Sunday when they play Boston College. That should be a very good game here at Kittredge Field.
Yep. Boston College still undefeated on the season. But the Buffs need to focus on the competition now.
Reimer back in his net. It's going to be Raisinger who's got it for the Sundevils. 5:36 to go in the first half. It is a 6-6 lacrosse game. Back underway, here's Kai Raisinger to Mullock. Mullock with Sheena on him. Got around Sheena, but Sheena was able to get there in time. Now Mullock takes a shot and a big save there made by Trenton Reimer. Went down to get it. It'll come out of play and stay with ASU. Back against Cups. Now Busby. Busby on Kobe. And a stick check in there. And then sailing it over the net is Busby. In with help was Nesbitt. And he was able to force a shot that missed the crossbar. Here are the Buffaloes. Landon LaFlamme. Across midfield. Sam Sheena. Across to Gardner. Gardner back up to Ashman. Ashman waits for his guys. Colorado's turn to try their hand at breaking this tie. Here's Nolan Rabb. Rabb waits. Now starts again, gets around a man, takes a shot on the turnaround, and it goes off the post. Arizona State ball. Nolan Rabb just couldn't beat that pesky iron. Had a good chance, got around a couple of defenders, and a good turnaround. Here's Fippen for the Sundevils. To Mullock up top. Across is Raysinger. And Raysinger and Mullock will start to orchestrate this. They go across the field. It's Butterfield. Butterfield waits, cuts right. Butterfield pumps. Now putting one inside. And it never got into the pocket of Nick Eck. Reimer flushes it out. Here comes Sam Carpenter, who is a cross. And then a good poke there by Max Mullock. Got that ball free, but it's going to stay with the Buffaloes.
That was Arizona State sideline trying to get loud and disrupt these Buffaloes. And it worked for a moment there, but Sammy gets that ball back for the Buffs.
Ashman. 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Looking to tally another one before we hit the halfway point. Now it's Pete Kulagowski. Kulagowski lost his footing for a moment and then sailed the pass over the head of Evan Mata. The Sun Devils are able to throw Kulagowski off his course. And now it's Sun Devils' ball. The goaltender, Ray. We'll flip it to Cox. Back to Aiden Cox. Arizona State got to get across midfield, and then they're able to make a move to get over. Here's Ballweber. He makes the pass down to Gully and heads off the field. Eck. Eck up top, and then it was below the stick of Busby. It's going to just make its way across and then bounce here right in front of us, and it'll be Colorado ball. Sheena again. Up to Kobe. Kobe looked to take a rip, but instead is going to sail a pass over Connor Ashman. And it looks like they're going to say Colorado ball. They're going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Buffaloes and deem it closest man. It's Gardner. Gardner with under 2 minutes for the Buffaloes. Rabb across to GV onto the field for the first time today. Veer Geresten. That pass was a little hot for Cy Sherbert, but the Buffs are able to recover in Nolan Rabb. Rabb waits, now cuts to the right, looking to get in front of the net. Pushed out towards midfield and made a pass to Penoyer. Now Penoyer goes down to the X. Here's Gardner. Gardner went down to his knee to make that pass, or that catch, and then put a shot on. That gets sent aside and will head out. Staying with it are the Buffaloes. It's Penoyer on the restart. To Rabb. Nolan Rabb with 30 on the shot clock and 1:10 to go in the first half. Rabb waits, didn't take the shot. Now coming down towards the other side, absorbing some contact. Ashman. Ashman cutting down low with the one-hand cradle. Gardner, 10 seconds on the clock. Xander Gardner looking for a pass. Now in front to side Sherbert. Sherbert's going to let it rip. And it just kicked off the turf and went wide. 45 to go in the first half. It'll be Arizona State ball. Last chance for the Sundevils here. Arizona State looking to break this tie before we call it a first half. They've got 30 seconds to do so. Across is Aiden Cox.
And we got an offsides call on ASU.
Unforced error by the Sundevils will give the Buffaloes another shot before the clock runs out, but we will get a stoppage as a couple of seconds left off the clock there. The whistle got blown with about 21 to go on the scoreboard here at Kittredge Field, but now it shows 18.7. It's going to be timeout Buffaloes. And they will talk it over to drop a play before that does it. They've got the time back on the clock. It is 23.0 seconds that the Buffaloes will have.
If you're the Buffaloes, you got to move quick. There's no better answer than Xander Gardner. Xander Gardner, get him at X and give him the opportunity to work. Xander Gardner is the best dodging threat on this Colorado team, and he's it by a far margin.
Gardner's already got one tonight to make it 14 on the year. Gardner came into the game leading the team in shots with 23. I'm sure they will be looking for him.
With goals, too, matching his jersey number of 10.
.23 on the clock for the Buffaloes to break this tie in the first half. 6-6 is the score. Here we go. Gardner. Gardner waits, surveys, looking for a pass. Maybe a turnaround shot. He's not going to take it. Still with the ball. Now flips it in front of the net. But clogging those shooting lanes are the Arizona State Sundevils, and it looks like Colorado will not be able to corral it in time to put one final shot off. The buzzer sounds. That is going to do it for the first half here at Kittredge Field. Buffalo 6, Sundevils 6.
We are all tied up in Boulder.
Absolutely incredible half. Very entertaining. Both these teams with so many chances. Stars are shining here at Kittredge. Stars on the field. It's very cloudy here tonight, but the on-field stars, such as Owen Busby, Deacon Gully, showing out for Arizona State. On the other side, you had Gardner getting through. Cy Sherbert has got 2.
And we have a couple Buffs with their first goals of their careers here, Mata and Luke Mahoney.
Absolutely. That was a fun sequence there when Mata Mahoney went back to back.
Yep, absolutely fired those boys on the Buffaloes bench up.
All right, we are going to take a short break as both these teams will take a second to catch their breath and get ready for the second half of action here at Kittredge Field. We got a tie game. Don't go anywhere here on Go Buff Sports. Off and make way for Cy Sherbert so the Buffs can begin their offensive possession. Nolan Rabb. Rabb will kick out towards the right sideline as the Buffs Make some space around him. He'll get down below the net. Now flip up top to the left wing. Gardner to Sherbert. Sherbert lets it go. And then a shot there. It was actually a pass from Sherbert. It was Ashman who took the shot. And Colorado comes up empty on their first possession here in the second half. Sundevils the other way with a head of steam. Michael Friedman slows up and dishes to Butterfield. Busby. Busby had 2 goals in the first half for Arizona State. It'll work its way all around to Eck. And now to Max Mullock. Mullock had a goal himself as well. Here's Bullock. Bullock flipped it to Gully. Busby across the field again to Bullock. Arizona State taking their time, a little over 30 to go on the shot clock. Bullock trying to get a step. Down to the X. Bullock, pump on the pass. Now to Mullock. Mullock trying to force himself ahead of the goal. Goalie again. Goalie with Nesbitt on him. Colorado's been all over Arizona State right now in this possession. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Last chance here for Arizona State. They're just going to flush it out. What a stand for Colorado.
Yeah, beautiful defensive performance there from Colorado. That is exactly what you are looking for coming out of this. And Colorado, they have one of the better defenses in the MCLA in under my books. These guys, they're struggling a bit to find themselves early in this season. But when these boys play, they play.
They never even let the ball get in front of the net at all, in front of the crease at all. They're on that stand.
They play very wonderful inside-out defense.
Absolutely. Colorado had the ball for the moment, then Arizona State stripped them of it, but it looks like Sundevils may be offside.
When you're seeing those dodges where they're coming across the top like this, just sweeping topside. If you're looking for.
It's going to stay with the Sundevils. Here's Bullock again. Daniel Bullock pumps a couple of passes. Now we'll throw it down to the X. Back to Bullock. Bullock trying to spin himself around to Razinger. Razinger, a pass across to Eck. Eck got kicked outside. Now cutting back down below the net. Across to Gully. Gully sweeping top side. Gully, good defense again by Colorado. Just creating a shell right now around the field of play. Not allowing anything inside. Now finally a pass inside. And then making the stop is Trenton Reimer. Last line of defense for Colorado.
Absolutely. That's those saves that I was talking about earlier from these freshmen. They might struggle to find consistency, these 3 freshman goalie, but they will make a unbelievable stop.
CU turned it over, and Nick Eck made him pay. Kai Razinger intercepted it at the midline. And it is Arizona State who finds the first one here in the third quarter. It is 6-7 Sundevils.
Yeah, Sundevils play that perfectly in that unsettled situation. They are finding the extra man almost every single time in their possessions. This is some very wonderful, fundamental offensive lacrosse out of the Arizona State Sundevils.
And then Colorado in transition, not good fundamentals there.
No, did not play. Well, they played the defense as best they could there, but offensively it was just a bobbled pass. And
Kulagowski will scoop the ground ball and then topples forward. As coming in hot is Butterfield. He's going to get a call for it. The Buffs take exception. Kulagowski looks like he's hot. He's got something to say. These teams will have to be separated. Kulagowski went to pick up that ground ball. but was coming in with a head of steam, found himself going an endo and went down into the turf, and then Butterfield came in hot, put on a check. Both Kuligowski and Butterfield will head off. And now both these teams will have a chuckle about it, as the ball will be at center field for Cy Sherbert. So you'll have a minute, a man up. Sherbert. Flip pass to Veergiver Easton. Gardner now across again, but that pass was errant, went through a couple of guys. And an error there by Colorado will end up with an Arizona State possession. A man down. Now the Sundevils. A man down, just looking to kill as much time as possible here and bleed that clock all the way down on Butterfield's penalty. Raisinger. Below the GLE. Now trying to spin and force himself around his defender in Munifo. As the final 5 seconds will tick off in Butterfield's penalty. Here comes Busby now. Fresh on. Turnaround shot save made by Reimer. Saves in succession there for Trenton Reimer. It's going to stay with the Sundevils. Here is Nick Eck. Eck right now has the game winner as it stands. Eck above the GLE now. Flips it up top to Mullock. Mullock spins, lost the ball in the one-hand cradle. Back the other way, here is Colorado.
Colorado moving quick in transition.
With the head of steam, Will Sovic makes a pass to Penoyer, who goes across the field. Now in front, Gardner makes a move, and he scores! Good fake there by Xander Gardner. We're tied at 7.
Tic-tac-toe. That is a perfect rendition of what a slow break in lacrosse should be. And just the willingness to find the open man, and we have an Arizona State player down on one knee.
That is Aiden Cox, the All-American. Cox is up on his feet and making his way off the field under his own power. It looks to be all right. Maybe just got stung or his bell rung. It is 7-7 with 9:18 to go here in the third quarter. The Buffaloes found it in Gardner. It is his second of the game. And number 15 on the year so far, leading the team. Clock is not running yet.
Clock is
Finally they got it going, and we are back underway. Buffaloes have possession. Kuligowski won the faceoff. It's Ashman. Ashman down on the far side. Now waits, changes course. We'll go back to the far side, and it'll work its way all the way around to Rab, who plays catch with Sherbert. Sherbert waits, now heads down, holds up, and will reset with Rab. Rab trying to force himself inside, but good defense there by Arizona State didn't let it happen. Now turnaround shot went off the turf and then never made its way to the net. It was Ashman who took it.
But it tied keepers out here.
Lots of bodies in the way. Ball is loose. Finally, it's going to be Colorado ball.
After a push in the back from ASU during that loose ball.
It will stay with the Buffaloes. Shot clock is reset. The restart will begin with Xander Gardner. Gardner to Sherbert. Sherbert across to Nolan Rabb. Now Rabb making a move. Turns back and makes a pass. Now inside, a shot, a save made right in the pocket of Aiden Ray.
Yeah, that shot had some heat on it. That's a wonderful save from number 5, Aiden Ray. Just as the Arizona State Sundevils throw it out of bounds, and it's going to be Colorado ball.
Unforced errors right now from the number 19 team in the nation. Colorado now with a chance to take that lead back.
Up in the slow down and substitution.
Baller getting called for the first time here in the third quarter to Pete Kulagowski likewise. Kulagowski got thrown out of the play. He'll stay with the ball with 50 to go on the shot clock. Now up the alley. Across. Now a shot goes wide. Mata let it rip. Is going to stay with Colorado. 43 to go on the shot clock. Ashman stays with it. Now it's going to feed it down, but it sailed over the head of Kulagowski. Now giving chase for that ball. Hacking him is Cox. Kulagowski, strong cradle, stays with it, and he draws a penalty. Aiden Cox, good, strong stick
Some
there.
Passionate fans here.
The Arizona State faithful in attendance tonight, not a fan. Ray makes a shot on Baller, and that's going to blow a whistle for the man up for the Buffaloes. The Sun Devils fans still not happy at all about it.
Admittedly, it was a little bit weak of a call.
They decided to give the Buffaloes the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. Certainly won't be much complaining out of this booth over the results.
So here we go. A minute for the Buffaloes. Xander Gardner. Gardner swinging around Sherbert. Everyone getting their chance with the ball. Now here comes the wheel. Sherbert. Down low. It hit a stick on the way. It's going to stay with the Buffaloes. That pass was intended for Viergever Easton. Penoyer. 40 seconds to go on the shot clock. Gardner fakes the pass back to Penoyer. Penoyer shoots and scores just inside the left post. What a rip with the underhand.
Like I said, you let Cooper Penoyer get hands-free in that lefty, turn and rake. There is nothing that will stop that man like 8-7 yards out from putting one in the back of the net from that lefty hand when he's got his hands free. It is unbelievable how well that guy shoots. It is in and out with a power that is hard to describe.
A wide open look for Penoyer, and he cashed in. 8-7 Colorado here in the third quarter. Kulagowski wins the faceoff, and he will retreat for the Buffaloes. It's going to be Reimer to start things back up. Across is Carpenter. Sam Carpenter will be
and Colorado offsides here.
A little bit of miscommunication there from the Buffaloes will result in a Sun Devils possession. Here is Michael Friedman. Friedman on him is Mata. Mata finds himself on defense right now.
They're going to be working to get Mata off here.
And an infraction on Arizona State. Mata.
Apparently conduct for the Arizona State number 43 causing that turnover. Must have gotten a little bit mouthy running off the field of play there.
That's Michael Friedman who's guilty. And now Colorado with the chance to make it 2 goals again. That's twice in this game have they had 2-goal leads. And then both times Arizona State closed the gap. Rab.
Looking for the...
Rab was trying to find a pass inside. They decided to opt for a pass to Penoyer. Penoyer couldn't handle it. And here comes Murakami, who picks up the ground ball and gets back across midfield so that Arizona State can start up an offensive possession. Here is Nick Eck. Eck with 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Mullock waits. Now just to his right to Raisinger. Raisinger to Busby. Busby taking some stick checks there hard from Jack Ryan. Mullock again. Mullock down to the X and Eck. Here's Cups. Cups has been relatively quiet in this game so far. He has 17 goals on the year for the Sundevils, but none so far here in this game. The Buffs have kept him pretty much a non-entity so far. Arizona State, slow and methodical, but they only have 10 seconds on the clock to work with now. Eck is just going to flush it out of play. Another great defensive stand there from Colorado, forcing another shot clock violation where it ticks all the way down. Colorado a little sloppy on the passing in their territory.
Colorado's got 7 seconds to get it over the midfield line.
They've got to get it out of there. Kulagowski just tried to force it out to anyone. It goes right to a Sun Devil, but Colorado's able to recover, picking up the ground ball as Baller. And CU, despite very sloppy passing there, is able to get a possession. Here's Mata. Mata will slowly chug ahead, and now starting things up. Sweeps and shoots. It goes wide. Got thrown down to the turf from Busby while he's making the shot. Staying with Colorado with 30 seconds to go here on the shot clock. Mata working up the alley. Now a pass in front. Save made by Ray. It is going to stay with Colorado. Sun Devil's not a fan. Still with Baller. Baller cuts to his left. Down to the X in Gardner. Now Gardner puts a pass in front, but Kulagowski couldn't quite bring it around, and then got chopped down to the turf.
Yeah, Kulagowski just getting caught up, and defender's stick getting in between his hands, and there's nothing you can do as an offensive player there.
So Arizona State escapes. Their turn now, looking to tie this game up at 8 as we head down to the final 120 seconds here in the third quarter. Colorado 1-3 on the year. Knew this game was going to be tough, but knew they also had what it takes to beat them. Arizona State is 3-3 on the year, coming off a loss against Boston College, looking to get back in the win column against the Buffaloes, who have had a rough start to the year. Butterfield. He was checked by Sheena, and now trying to get a step. 30 on the shot clock. Here's Gully. Gully fires. And it got sent over the top corner and out of play. It's going to stay with Arizona State. 1:17 to go in the third. 24 on the shot clock. Mullock will begin on the restart. Max Mullock looking for a turnaround shot. He fired it wide. Colorado ball. Shots 13-11 in favor of the black and gold. Buffs will have a minute to work with, but now it's the Sundevils after a bad pass there by Sam Carpenter. Now inside, scores! Ryan Cups finally gets one on the board. Buffs make a mistake, and the Sundevils make them pay. We're tied at 8.
Yeah, a very, very unforced error there from these Colorado Buffaloes, sending that straight into the stick of Arizona State midfielder. And Arizona State capitalizes immediately, pushing transition, and at that point it's just numbers and not much you can do there as a defensive unit.
With under a minute to go here in the third quarter, we are tied. Gulagowski and Butterfield meet again. Infraction on Butterfield.
He'll have to sit out next go round.
Rab waits for his guys. Now getting a step in towards the right wing and then threw a pass to no one. Looked like an Arizona State got in the way of that lane. Still with it are the Buffs. Cy Sherbert. Sherbert to Vergever Easton. 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Last chance for the Buffaloes. Last possession of the quarter probably. Sherbert across to Ashman. Now it's Gardner with the ball. Gardner back to Penoyer. Sherbert. Last 10 seconds. Waiting, shooting. Blocked in front. That is going to do it. Arizona State clogged up those shooting lanes and never let that shot get through, and we will head to the fourth quarter tied at 8. Eight is your score. Here it was goals from Eck and then Gardner and Penoyer consecutive to make it 8-7 for the Buffaloes. And then a bad turnover right at midfield resulted in Ryan Cups coming back the other way. He found the net, and thus we are notched up at 8 apiece. Been such an entertaining game here in the home opener for the Buffaloes. I can't wait to see how this one ends. Arizona State will head home. After this one, Colorado's got another one this weekend against the Boston College Eagles. Going to have their hands full for sure. Regarding all of ScoBuff Sports, we have got quite the weekend ahead of us. We've got the first ever SPS softball broadcast. That is tomorrow, as well as women's lacrosse, followed by the baseball home opener as they face off against Utah. And then on Sunday, it is more of the same. The men's lax team will be right back here on Kittredge Field. Softball will be playing Air Force, and then a doubleheader for both softball and baseball. Baseball will finish out their series against Utah. The Buffs baseball team this year looking to make some noise in the Mid-America West Division. A lot of the best players in that division have graduated, and Colorado retained most of their best. So that division is wide open. They will start their season at home tomorrow, had a successful tournament in Dallas. But now back to lacrosse action here for the final quarter. It is 8-8 between the Buffaloes and the Sundevils. The black and gold will start with possession first here in the fourth quarter. Rab has got to control that pass off of the turf. He plays it with the body and picks it up. Now sweeping top side, spins. Will cross the field to Vergever Easton. Easton spins, trying to force himself on the juke move to the left. Able to keep that ball with him. And then will dish it to Cy Scherber, who is Now working a pick play set. Now taking a shot at Sherbert. Save made by Ray. And Arizona State makes a stand on their first time on defense here in the fourth. Back the other way. Anders Fippen to Gully. Gully to Mullock. Max will take a second. Let his guys come. And here we go. Butterfield. Dropped that pass, but picked it right back up. Butterfield creeping up behind him was Ashman. Butterfield to Gully. Gully sweeps around. He takes a shot. It goes wide. We'll head out of play. Echo's closest. 33 to go here in the Arizona State possession. Working his way all the way back up, and now cutting back down is Max Mullock. Up the alley is Nick Eck. Eck, back down to X. Under 10 to go now here on the shot clock. Arizona State has got to find something. They've got nothing, though. Colorado stands once again.
It's going to ASU dropping the ball back there so that they could set up into their ride and get their substitution for their defensive personnel. Colorado moving quick, though.
Sloppy passing again there by Colorado. They cough up the ball. Here comes Arizona State, who then coughs up themselves. Both these teams not very fundamentally sound. Ball on the ground. Scooping up the ground ball is going to be Aiden Cox, who retreats all the way below his net in the GLE. And then finally, we'll get a moment to catch our breath.
And we've got a shot clock error, and the refs are working to sort that out here.
Yeah, the Arizona State coach pointed that out right away. 80 seconds back on that clock behind the net. Here in Kittredge Field, about 9:30 p.m. local time in Boulder. Mullock's got his guys. 8-8. 11:45 to go in the game. Who is going to break this tie? Here's ASU's chance. Mullock. To Gully. Gully getting poked there hard by Sovic. Trying to work his way all the way back up top around that shell. Raisinger to Butterfield. Butterfield cuts right. Now cutting left, forcing himself inside. Butterfield, he shoots. Score! Steven Butterfield forcing himself inside. He gets through a couple of defenders.
And as ASU taking a play in the snow there. That was a wonderful shot there. Drives inside, weaving through multiple Colorado defenders, and is just able to pinpoint a shot on the near side hip of Colorado keeper here, and that's an incredibly hard shot to save, especially when that near side hip is right on the pipe. Incredibly hard shot to make there.
So now for the first time since early in this game, the Sundevils have a lead. This has been a little bit of an issue for Colorado as the game goes on. Just watching that lead slowly get away from them and then flip. But we'll see what the Buffs have to say about it. Looking for an equalizer with 11 minutes to go in the game. Evan Mata, fresh off the bench, along with Baller. Here we go, 50 on the clock. Kason Baller. Back to Mata. Evan Mata waits. Trying to force himself through. 35 to go on the clock. Gardner. Now a shot. Score! Pete Kulagowski. We're tied up at 9.
Yeah, and that'll get that Colorado bench fired up. Pete Kulagowski, beloved younger brother of face-off person Mike Kulagowski, and he's a lifeblood of this team. Absolutely never fails to fire the boys up.
And that is
Kulagowski, take a bow.
That is his first of the year for the younger Kulagowski brother. From Great Falls, Virginia, now showing out here in Boulder in the home opener. Arizona State got the lead, and then the Buffs tied it right back up on their next possession. Kulagowski gets free. Kulagowski with a head of steam. Pass over to Ashman. Ashman is going to wait, not elect to shoot, and allow for a full setup possession to be initiated by Colorado. Here's Rab. Rab gets a step now towards the top. He shoots and scores! Nolan Rab cuts back up, squares himself up with the net, and doesn't miss. Goes across the turf, skips it in.
That is as bottom right corner as it gets. When you see a shot like that, the ball will die in the bottom corner very easily if it really paints that thing, and it died right there. That ball was atomically aligned to the bottom corner.
Buffs go make it, take it, and score 2 goals in succession. Now they've got the lead. It is 10-9 Colorado. Under 10 to go in this game. Still plenty of time, of course, for both these teams. Anything can happen. It has been tight all game long. No team has had more than a 2-goal lead the entire game. Here's Mullock. Mullock working down low. Changes course, heads right back up the alley. It's Busby. Busby looking to do the same, directing traffic. ASU getting a little congested in front of the crease. Now fanning out so Busby can start up. Busby to Eck. Eck falls to his knees as he makes that pass and then unable to handle his Raisinger. But it looks like he is going to draw the call. It's going to stay with the Sundevils. Goalie on the restart. Goalie will bring it all the way back up and start it up with the quarterback in Mullock. Mullock now sweeps, shoots, just goes wide. Almost snuck inside that bottom right corner. 43 on the clock. ASU still with it. Busby and X. On him is Munafo. Up to Raisinger. Raisinger back to Busby. Under 30 to go on the shot clock. Arizona State still being slow and methodical, just like they've been all game long on offense. Not worried about the time. Of course, that has run them into trouble. They're under 10. Here's Gully. Gully to Mullock. Mullock slips when he was trying to make the shot. And then on the poke is Sam Carpenter. And the Buffaloes are going to come away with the ball. Buffs defense comes up strong once again. 8 minutes to go in this game. And then they cough it up right at midfield. Here comes Caps the other way. Or Cups, excuse me. Ryan Cups, who has a goal here in the second half. An 18 on the year. Does the senior. Butterfield has got it for the Sundevils. Here we go. Butterfield got a step, but then the defender brings some help. Now a pass inside. Couldn't connect cleanly. Out come the Buffaloes. Sheehan working upfield. Braden Sheehan takes a shot. It goes wide. Aiden Ray might have gotten a piece of it. Ashman. 7 minutes to go in this game. Colorado's got a 1-goal lead. Fresh on the field is Kason Baller. Baller surveys. Now looks to cradle it himself. Turns around and passes to Mata. Mata now sweeps. Chris passing at a shot and a score. Kason Baller celebrates for the home fans here at Kittredge Field. A 2-goal lead for Colorado here with 6:43 to go.
Yeah, that's some absolutely beautiful ball movement out of the Buffs there. Baller starts that off, dodge sequence to the left, draws, gets a step on his man, starts getting the defense hedging to him, spins it out to Mata, who then gets it out to Kuligowski, who then sends it back to Baller for the shot and the goal. Absolutely beautiful offense from the Buffaloes right there.
Clinical passing put on by the Buffaloes. They've got a 2-goal lead. That is Baller's second of the year. Now Kuligowski hot off the faceoff. Will slow again. The clock now in the Buffaloes' favor. Up a couple. Ashman by the GLE. Now up top on the near side to Gardner, who will slow things up with Rab. Rab starts back up, gets a step. Nolan Rab, kick back outside, down to Ashman. Ashman spins, changes course again. Now Ashman looking for a pass, still with the ball. Finds Rab. Nolan Rab, 30 seconds to go on the shot clock. Rab stays with it, turns around and passes. Now a shot goes wide. And it's going to be Sundevils' ball.
The officials ruling that a pass.
So the Sundevils catch a break, and here they come the other way. Friedman. Arizona State are onside. And here we go. Owen Busby and Mullock play catch. Now Mullion Kobe. Mullock trying to direct some traffic. He will find Busby back up top. 40 seconds to go. Arizona State taking their time. 5 minutes to go in this game. Arizona State needs 2. Bounce pass. Corralled by Raisinger, who takes a shot off the post, kicked up into the air. Jumping for it was Busby. Ground ball still loose. Now Mullock grabbed it. Mullock shoots and scores. Max Mullock found the ground ball. He went down hard making that shot, but he found the net. 1-goal game here in Boulder. Mullock needs a second. Rattled after that goal, but he found it. It is 11-10 Colorado.
Yeah, just finds gets a ASU getting a lucky bounce there, a bounce that they need in this game if they want to get back with just under 5 minutes left to play. Buffs leading by 1 as Kuligowski takes his spot at the face-off X.
Twice in this game have the Sundevils closed the 2-goal lead. Looking to do it a third time late here to send this thing past regulation. Kuligowski draws the slash. Colorado ball. Nolan Rab. Rab waits for his guys. He's got him, and here we go. Nolan Rab. Fippen is on him. Now switching over is Miller. Pass taken by Mata. Mata goes across to Sherbert. Sherbert's got room to his left. Now cuts right, sweeping on the backside with a check. Sherbert shoots, save made by Ray with the head of his stick. And a big one there for the Arizona State netminder. 4 minutes to go in this game. Arizona State looking for the equalizer. Now the other way. Here come the Sundevils. Fippin's got it. Fippin bothered hard there by Nesbitt. And Nesbitt is going to get called for it. Timeout Arizona State.
And head coach Tyler Burgasser clearly not happy with the call, having a word with the officiating crew at the moment.
It is 3:49 on the clock here in this one-goal game. Colorado, they are 1-3 on the year, not where they want to be considering they're ranked number 7 just 2 weeks ago. Fell down to number 23, which is where they were last week, and have since gotten all the way out in the 40s now, if I'm not mistaken. Buffalo's coaching staff not a fan of the discretion of the officiating crew. But regardless, we are going to have a possession here for Arizona State. Final few minutes left to go in this one. It has been a really good one here in Boulder right now. It is Nolan Rabb who has the deciding goal for the Buffaloes. Mullock made it a 1-goal game. And now the Sundevils need a hero. 61 seconds will be on the shot clock. The restart starts with Raisinger. Around to Butterfield. Butterfield next. 45 on the shot clock. Trying to get his way up the alley. Didn't take the turnaround shot, and then that pass couldn't find the netting of the stick of Deacon Gully. The Buffaloes evade. Here they come the other way. 3:20 on the clock. Buffalo going to kill some time here.
Yep, Colorado's going to look to wax off as much as they can in this game while still getting a shot off at the end. That should be Colorado's aim at this moment.
Absolutely. I imagine they'll be using all 80 of those seconds. 30 have already bled off. We are under 3 to go in this game. Colorado is up 11-10 on the 19th ranked Arizona State Sundevils.
Arizona State sideline trying to be loud, but ASU draws the flags.
Rabb found Connor Ashman in front of the crease. Ashman tried to put one on and then got shoved down to the turf.
Yeah, I think that's probably, if I would say that's going to be a call as a late hit or maybe unnecessary roughness. But that should be a minute releasable. Yes, 1 minute releasable.
So now with 2:38 to go in this game, Colorado's going to have a minute man up.
And this should be, a fresh reset on the shot clock. This is going to be another 60 seconds to wax off of this game.
Looking good for Colorado right now. They've got to hold on for 2:38. Back on their way. Buffs in no hurry. Everyone will take a pass. Now here we go. Gardner to Sherbert. Down low to Ashman. Ashman back to Sherbert. Sherbert doesn't shoot. Now Gardner also electing not to shoot. Finally, it was Cooper Penoyer who put one on with the underhand, but it rolled wide. 30 to go in the man up. It's going to stay with the Buffaloes. Arizona State not happy with it, and they might have a point. Penoyer. Now here's Mahoney across to Sherbert. Buffs just working around that shell. Gardner. Under 10 to go. Buffs trying to get a shot off. Ashman shoots. Save made on the skipped ball there from Connor Ashman. Ray comes up big for Arizona State. Last chance for them here to get an equalizer. 90 seconds to go.
And they need to move quick. 70 on the shot, 90 to go in the game.
A sailing pass finds Friedman. Friedman is in. He decided not to force his way inside. He might have had an open look at the net.
Keep the goal in the shot at all times. Keep the goal in the shot.
Butterfield's got it.
Not that wide.
Butterfield on the far side, and timeout Arizona State with $1:07 to go here in this 11-10 lacrosse game. Colorado looking to take down the Sundevils, making the trip from Tempe. Shots right now in favor of the Buffaloes, 18-14. It is still Nolan Rabb who has got the game winner as it stands when he scored early in the fourth quarter.
One thing I do got with that, in lacrosse, usually you don't do a goal on the right if they're on top of the box. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. If they're over the box, then keep it on them up here. No, yeah, okay. Good. Sorry. What? Don't mean to pry, but.
Here we go. Arizona State ball. Down a goal. Out of the timeout. Colorado has been so good on defense here in the second half. Do they have one more stop in them? And who's it going to be for Arizona State? Butterfield has got the ball on the far side in the restart. Butterfield, the clock has yet to start. There we go. ASU got a couple extra seconds. Now Butterfield. Butterfield cuts to his right. Down by the GLE Woods goalie. And gets it to Mullick. Mullick all over him is Kobe. Now brings some help as well as LaFlamme. Got the ball to Butterfield. Butterfield now inside. Shot score! Kai Raisinger. We are tied up 11 apiece. ASU found it.
Yeah, ASU catches a break there. Colorado caught ball watching. And in a tight game like this, the absolute worst thing you can do is give up that crease and get soft there. And that is exactly what these Buffaloes just did.
42.9 on the clock. It is 11 goals each. This face-off is absolutely huge for both of these teams. It has been a good battle between them. Looks like Kulagowski is going to come away with it, making a diving stop. He broke his stick in the process.
Yep, and Coach Burgasser calling a timeout for these Colorado Buffaloes.
What an effort from Mike Kulagowski off that face-off.
Diving for the ball and getting the goose out. This is why Mike Kulagowski is making a case for himself as the best face-off in the MCLA. Although, let's not look past Butterfield here. He has been playing absolutely phenomenally against Mike Kulagowski.
Absolutely. I mean, Kulagowski, one of, if not the best
in the entire MCLA.
Right, exactly. And Butterfield is getting his money. Yeah,
him.
Absolutely. Making him work for each and every face-off. Butterfield came into this game 45-22 on the dot. So no doubt this was going to be a great matchup between Kulagowski and Butterfield, and it has come through.
Yeah. Usually you see Kulagowski just win the clamp immediately, but we've seen multiple times here today where Butterfield is getting Kulagowski into these very long and drawn-out clamp battles, and he's able to neutralize Kuligowski that way relatively effectively.
Graydon Viergever Easton. Here we go. Under 35 seconds to go in this game. We are tied at 11.
30 seconds.
Buffs working it all the way around. Viergever Easton to Rab. Rab to Ashman. Ashman. Now Sherbert. Sherbert waits, finding a lane. He shoots, and a save made off of the turf. There by Aiden Ray. What a stop there. Final 10 for Arizona State. Do we have overtime in store tonight? A check put on, nothing called. A lot of contact being put on by the Buffaloes, and that is going to do it for regulation.
And we are going to overtime.
Absolutely incredible game we have had here tonight. Cannot be decided in 4 quarters. We are headed to overtime to decide this one. Been an absolutely incredible game. Colorado once again, for the 3rd time today, they had a 2-goal lead and then lost it.
Yep.
Arizona State has only led twice. It has been a lot of call and response from the Buffs and then the Sundevils.
Yep, it's a game of runs, and today it has been 2-goal runs exclusively.
Neither team has had more than 2-goal lead all night. As the captains will talk it over. We will switch sides here for overtime. Or excuse me, no, we will not. All right, here we go. Sudden death overtime. Face-offs mean everything. Kuligowski and Butterfield potentially meeting for the final time. Here we go. Who's going to win the final face-off of the evening? Looks like it's Kuligowski. Buffs have the ball. And a clean win there by the Buffaloes. Across is Sheena on the far side. Kuligowski's off, making way for Rab. And now Sherbert has got to wait. Here he comes. Buffs are onside. Next goal wins. Here we go. Ashman, 60 to go on the shot clock. Ashman waits. Buffs being pressed right now up against the midline. Now Ashman finding some space. Still Colorado just trying to break inside of that initial shell set up by ASU. In comes Rab. Rab has got a step. Rab turns around. Makes a pass to Sherbert. Sherbert has 2 goals today. Sherbert spins. Over to Mata. Mata trying to force himself inside. Across to Rab. Nolan Rab spins himself. Nolan Rab sweeps, shoots off the turf and over the net. Stays with the Buffaloes. 15 seconds to go on the shot clock. Sherbert has got 10 seconds to work with. Colorado needs a shot. Sherbert now ripping it. It was Penoyer, and a save made there by the head of the stick by Aiden Ray. Defensive stand, one of the best of the night by Arizona, comes in overtime. That pass sails over the head. CU is going to come away with it. Back the other way. Buffs got to be onside. They are. Here's Ashman. Another possession for the Buffaloes. Mata had some room. The Sundevils didn't put a defenseman on him. Now in hot. Kuligowski. He shoots. Scores! Pete Kuligowski in overtime. Buffaloes win.
I told him to take a bow earlier, and he better take one now. Kuligowski getting ahead of steam out of the box, not picked up by any ASU defender. Gets the feed from X and just hammers one home into the far right corner. Or far right pipe, I should say. And this Colorado team is fired up after this OT win.
To say they needed this win is a gross understatement.
Absolutely. Biggest of the year, I'd say.
No doubt. Early in this year, Colorado off to a shaky start, but just took down the number 19 team in the nation, looking to get back to their ways. Pete Kulagowski is the hero in overtime. And what an incredible game that these teams served us here in the home opener in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. As the clock hits 10 p.m. Mountain Time. As we welcome you here into the booth. I'm Paxton Haynes with Talon Lewis. Talon, absolutely incredible game. Pete Kulagowski, the hero. Overall, really couldn't have asked for better from the Buffaloes considering what they were playing like earlier in the year. Well-rounded, full collective performance from that defense, especially, was so good. Overall, just really well played. Yeah,
especially considering the conditions. Sloppiness of play, we might have made it seem a little bit worse than it really was in the broadcast booth here. But both teams, absolutely phenomenal game. No doubt about it.
And then first goals of the season from Mata and Mahoney had that team fired up. It was a game of call and response from Colorado and Arizona State. Finally, CU found it in overtime. Kulagowski with an incredible play. Walk me through that one in the overtime winner.
Oh, yeah. Kulagowski just catches full head of steam coming out of the box, and ASU has a defensive communication breakdown and fails to mark him. And he just gets a clean cut down the left alley, catches it with his hands free, 5 yards out from the cage. There is not a better shot anyone can ask for.
And then you talk about a breakdown that Arizona State had. What came of it was that sloppy passing here, trying to start a possession in their own way. Colorado on the, I'm going to use the hockey term, on the back check, was forced an errant pass and then allowed Colorado to come right back the other way. It was a quick goal there from Kulagowski. They caught Arizona State in transition, on their heels a little bit. And overall, just what an incredible performance there from Colorado.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm absolutely fired up to see these Buffs get a win at home, especially considering the 1-3 start to the year. These Buffaloes, I mean, we've said it before, they started ranked 7 in the nation, and so far they had been underperforming. But looking after tonight, things might be on the upward trajectory in Boulder.
Absolutely. However, it does not get easier for the Buffaloes. They've got Boston College next.
Undefeated Boston College coming up next, who just took out this ASU team in a showdown Thursday night overtime in Peter Barton Stadium over at the campus of Denver.
Absolutely. What a game that was.
Yeah.
And Talon, what are the Buffs going to need to do in order to take it to Boston College and upset that team?
Take it to Boston College. It's going to need a hell of a lot of energy out of the booth, but looking at those boys over there in the huddle, they've got it right now. Other than that, conditions shouldn't be as bad, so stick skills do need to clean up. But disregarding that, these Buffaloes, I think they have a pretty damn good shot of it.
Absolutely. We will see who is going to be in net. I thought Trenton Reimer had an incredible game himself. Yeah. All these freshmen just trying to finally get their spot and see who's going to be the guy as the season goes on. Reimer making his case tonight, had a great night. What do you think from him?
Yeah, Reimer played very good goalie. He made the saves had very great goalie play. He made the saves that you would expect out of him, and then he did a couple more. The breakaway off here, absolute, must have been Thanksgiving because there were some stuffings on that crease. But, yeah, had a wonderful game from Trent. Both keepers really did have a wonderful game today. Honestly, both teams just played their hearts out.
No doubt. We got to give some respect to Aiden Ray, who had an incredible day himself in the net, made some huge stops. It would have been maybe 16, 17 Colorado.
Absolutely.
Had Aiden Ray not been there between the pipes, he was coming through huge for the Sundevils. But that is going to do it for our coverage here of men's lacrosse here at Kittredge Field in the home opener. Colorado wins it in overtime. What a game it was. For everyone here on Scope of Sports, I'm Paxton Haynes with Talon Luke, and thank you for tuning in and watching. Catch you tomorrow on Sunday, I should say. We will see you on Sunday for Colorado against Boston College here on Scope of Sports. Thank you and good night.
Happy National No-Brainer Day, Buffs fans. Clearly, it's a no-brainer to tune in today's Skill Buff Sports Live show. I'm Madison Nunez, alongside Xavier McNevitz, bringing you the latest CU sports news. Colorado football will have not one, not two, but three new coordinators next season, the latest being defensive coordinator Robert Livingston as he returns to the NFL as the Denver Broncos' new defensive passing game coordinator. Our very own Leo Rivera has more on the loss and CU's new DC.
Well, spring is in the air and football is right around the corner for the Colorado Buffaloes. But before we get into that, we got to talk about some of the new faces. And no, not just the players. This time it's on the coaching staff. Last year, Colorado's defense struggled mightily in their 9-loss season, and they have recently just lost defensive coordinator Robert Livingston to the NFL, who has accepted a position on the Denver Broncos staff. So this is going to mean lots of changes coming this spring and making it one of the most pivotal times in the Coach Prime era. You're looking at Julian Lewis having to come in and develop under Brendan Marion in the go-go offense on the offensive side. But on the defense, who is it going to be? Chris Marv coming over from Virginia Tech, who took a break off of coaching and was initially signed as the linebackers coach, is going to be stepping in to take on that role as the coordinator. That's going to be a big change at the top for Colorado's defense. Moving on down, Domata Peko accepted a position in the NFL as well and will be leaving behind his post where he's helped the Buffaloes on the defensive line. And as well, NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp is also going to be not joining the team this season due to wanting to pursue other aspects outside of football. But what does that mean? Graduate assistant Dante Carter is going to be stepping into the role of defensive line coach after only one season at Colorado and one previous year of coaching at Texas College in the NAIA level. But with all these changes coming to Colorado, it's going to be an important spring for guys like Santana Hopper and Ezra Christensen to get going on the interior D-line. A lot of new faces, a lot of new changes to come in Colorado, but this spring is going to be one to watch, so make sure to keep your eyes tuned for that spring game on April 11th.
Let's go to women's hoops, where they took on 20-ranked Texas Tech and the Utah Utes at home this past week. Against the Lady Raiders, a strong fourth quarter propelled them to their third win over a ranked opponent. The upset also pushed them up to fourth in the Big 12 standings. However, against Utah, the Buffaloes stumbled in their home finale. Colorado lost to the Utes by 3, turning the ball over on their last possession. The Buffaloes will now need to win against BYU in Provo to secure the 4th seed for the Big 12 tournament. Let's go to Harrison and myself with an outlook of the conference tournament.
All eyes are on Colorado women's basketball as they pursue March Madness. Alongside Xavier McNevitz, I'm Harrison Simeon. We're here to talk some ball. Colorado's right on the bubble of the NCAA tournament, but they've got another tourney coming up in the Big 12, and they've got one more game before it with big implications.
Yeah, I mean, they played BYU on Saturday, and that is a must-win game for the Buffaloes. If they win, they secure a double bye in the Big 12 tournament, and that's almost pretty much an automatic bid for the dance. I think if they win it on Saturday, I think that'll carry big implications going into the Big 12 tournament.
Right, but if they lose, then they've got Oklahoma State, they've got Texas Tech right there. That could drop them all the way down to a 6 seed. So they're going to need a better showing in the tournament if they aren't able to beat BYU. But Xavier, what are the keys to beating the Cougars?
I mean, they can't turn the ball over, and they can't have a night like they did against Utah on Tuesday. I mean, they shot 34% against Utah. They can't do that against BYU on the road in Provo.
Right, and it's on the road. It's a senior day. That's always tough to win, even if it's a team that Colorado beat by 30 the last time they played them at home like they did. They dominated on the glass. I think that's the key. Just using that size again. So just grab rebounds, just out and muscle BYU as the big key. But going forward into the tournament, no matter what happens on Saturday, it'll be in the dance or in the Big 12 dance as a top 6 seed, up to 4 potentially. That double bye is big. What do you think are the biggest tipping points for Colorado to potentially win the conference?
I think if they get the double bye, they can definitely make a little bit of a run. They'll play better competition in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final if they get that double bye. However, if they don't get the double bye, honestly, it might help them make an even larger run to the finals as they can try to continue to stay hot through the entire tournament.
Right. We saw last year, even though they were kind of middling throughout the season, they stumbled at the end of the regular season against Texas Tech on the road. They wound up winning 2 games in the conference tournament against Houston and then Arizona. So then they fought